All right, I got another one for you guys. Going through the Steam Spring Sale here, and I got 15 games for under $5. I'm also going to include a link to this full search here. So this is everything on sale for under $5. So you can pour through this list at your leisure and check out something I might have left off my list, but that might interest you. So let's just get started at the 15 that I went through. And we'll just get started right here with Mad Max. So Mad Max, it's an older game, 2015. However, I highly recommend you play it if you haven't. It is a third-person fighting, driving style game. It's set in the Mad Max universe, obviously, and in my opinion, this is actually a better story and a better world building than Fury Road was, in my opinion, at least. I think that they really put a lot of effort into this, and in my opinion, it's better. So yeah, I mean, as far as like a game versus a movie, but yeah, that's kind of my opinion. And for $5, you can't go wrong. 75% off of an already low price of $20. Yeah, it's well worth it. I mean, you get to customize your cars and put different engines in, put in upgrades, and customize yourself. Learn new skills and that kind of stuff. So it's kind of RPG elements in the Mad Max world with driving and fighting and shooting, and it's a lot of fun. So well worth checking out. Next up is the Left 4 Dead bundle. So if you've never played Left 4 Dead or Left 4 Dead 2, they are an excellent zombie shooter. Great multiplayer, great as single player, great all around. Solid story. I mean, they are very old games, but I think they hold up very well. They're well worth it for $1.50. For both of them, you can't go wrong with this. This is like Valve Classic. So if you've never, there's probably like 4 people that have never played this, but if you're one of those 4 people, get it and play it. Highly recommended. Next up is Helldivers Dive Harder Edition. So this is the original Helldivers for $4. If you're loving the Helldivers 2 universe and lore and you want to play the original, this is the time to do it. For $4, you can't go wrong. You can get the deluxe edition for $8. And you can also get the Ultimate Co-op Collection Bundle. That's got Magicka and Gauntlet here. So that's for just under $10. All 3 good games, but I put this on here for the Helldivers Dive Harder Edition, just to get the original out there. And again, this is third-person overhead view, so it's not like the new Helldivers, but it's still well worth playing if you're into that kind of a game. So next up is the Fallout franchise is on sale. I put this on here for Fallout New Vegas because for $2.50, getting Fallout New Vegas, you can't go wrong. But any of these older games, I mean, you got even Fallout 4, it's worth it for $6.59. I would skip Fallout 76, Fallout 4 VR unless you're really into VR. Forget Fallout Shelter. But yeah, the original Fallout, if you've never played the original Fallout or Fallout 2 or Fallout Tactics, again for $2.50, you can't go wrong. These are top-down, kind of Diablo-esque. They're actually predecessors to Diablo, yeah, it's hardcore RPG, old school style, turn-based combat. Now, if that interests you in the Fallout universe, I mean, get those original games and play them because they were endless fun for me, and that's kind of where I came from. But I know they're extremely old, and again, they stand up very well. They're also on GOG. So if you want to go and get them on GOG, they're usually pretty cheap out there too. But again, I put it out for Fallout New Vegas, and you can't go wrong with Fallout 3. Especially, the Game of the Year edition is $6.59, but you can just get the original for $2.50. I mean, that's how I played it. So, yeah, any of these are well worth the price. Next up is The Forest. Now, if you've never played The Forest, it's a very odd game. It's like survival horror. Combat, it's a good mix of all of those. It's a lot of fun. And for $4, I mean, this is significantly discounted. It is kind of old, 2018, but for $4.99, you really can't go wrong with this game either. It is a whole lot of fun. It is actually co-op and LAN co-op. So you can LAN party this, which is nice. I've actually done that before. It's kind of fun to have a LAN partyable game like that. So yeah, well worth checking out. And yeah, that's it for The Forest. So next up is the Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Again, for $5 or for $4, I'm sorry. If you haven't played this game before and you're a little distraught about the new Battlefront Classic Collection launching so horrifically, go grab it for $4 and play this. Again, this is single player. You don't have to worry about the multiplayer servers going down or having issues. So it's a way to get into the Star Wars universe, and it was a fairly good game. It was a very solid game. Also, they have Survivor, the newer one, on sale for cheap too. You can get the bundle for $31.93. But again, that's not under $5, so it doesn't technically qualify for my list. But yeah, I mean, highly recommend go getting Jedi Fallen Order. Well worth the $4. So next up is Undertale. Now, Undertale is kind of a twist on an SNES game called Earthbound. If you've never played it, it's very old school style, but it's a lot of fun to play. Well worth getting into. Good story, and I mean, it is one of the most popular indie games of the last 10, 15 years. So yeah, it's definitely worth checking out. And for $3, again, you can't go wrong. $5.39 for the game and the soundtrack. But you could skip the soundtrack and just get the game for $3 and have a lot of fun with it. So it would be well worth it for $3. Again, it's very old, 2015, but like I said, it's one of the most popular indie games of our generation. So if you haven't played it yet, highly recommend getting into it. Next up is Portal 2. Again, a very a Valve staple. Portal 2 is 79 cents, and you can, Portal 2, the final hours is 79 cents, and Portal 2 is 99 cents. You can also get the bundle of Portal and Portal 2 for $1.50. And there's also the complete pack. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that Valve has on sale. They always do for these kind of things. But yeah, that complete pack is for $11.42. It doesn't qualify as my under $5, but the other three as well, they do qualify. So worth checking out if you've never played it. Next up is the Resident Evil franchise. Now, Resident Evil franchise is on sale for a lot of them are on sale for under $5. Resident Evil 0, Resident Evil Revelations 2, Resident Evil 4, RE Revelations, Resident Evil 6, Resident Evil 5. So these are all under $5. Resident Evil 5 caught my eye just because it was the first in the list, but then I realized, I mean, these are all well worth playing. And there's also the newer stuff is on sale as well for the remakes, and Resident Evil Village for $16. But again, that doesn't technically qualify, so we're gonna gloss over those, and but they're all worth checking out too. Next up is going to be the Saints Row franchise. So a bunch of these are on sale. Obviously, Saints Row 4, Get Out of Hell, the third remastered. The third remastered is for $6, but these others are for like $3.49, $3.74, $4.99, and even the Saints Row 2 is for $2.50. Well worth playing those. Skip Saints Row the remake. Yeah, you can skip that one. It's for $10, and it's still not worth it for $10 in my opinion. So you can just focus on these guys, and they're well worth playing. 2, 3, 4, and Get Out of Hell. Get Out of Hell gets a little crazy. So does 4, but the third is good fun, and Saints Row 2 is kind of like the definitive Saints Row game. So well worth checking those out. Next up is Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. So this is like made popular by PewDiePie back in the day, back in 2017. It is for $2. You can't go wrong. It is a highly challenging indie game, and Bennett like kind of talks over the whole thing and kind of gives you like encouragement or chiding or ribbing while you screw up. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting game. It's very weird, but very, very challenging, very difficult, and that's kind of what it's known for, is the level of difficulty to try and get over these areas and the physics involved, and how wonky it is for a guy that's in a cast iron pot with a hammer trying to get up a mountain of rubble. So yeah, well worth checking out for $2. Can't go wrong. If you got an extra $2 lying around, this'll keep you entertained for a good while. Next up is the Bethesda sale, but specifically Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. It's for $3.74. You can't go wrong. I mean, Elder Scrolls 4 was an excellent RPG. This is back when Bethesda was doing things really, really well. They started to flag a little bit in recent years. I mean, Skyrim was very well received, but overkilled. And but yeah, Elder Scrolls 4, Morrowind is also on sale. I think Morrowind is on sale for more than $5, but yeah, they've got this for $374. They got the Game of the Year edition for $499. And like I said, you can get the bundle, and there's a bunch of them on sale. So well worth checking out, and especially Elder Scrolls 4. Next up is going to be the Mortal Kombat franchise. Now, I got this on there for Mortal Kombat 11 because it's fairly new. It's not the crappy Mortal Kombat 1, and it's on sale for $499. Definitely fun to check out an old school Mortal Kombat. Well, not so old school Mortal Kombat game that the previous generation, because it was very well received. Also, 10 is out here for $5. The Ultimate Bundle for Mortal Kombat is $5. So you got a bunch of options here. You know, Combat Pack is $249. Combat Pack 2 is $399 for 10. These are both for 10. And then you've got like these free to play and Mortal Kombat Collection, Mortal Kombat Complete Edition, all that stuff. But I specifically put it in here for 10 and 11. So well worth checking out for $5 if you want to play a Mortal Kombat game and you're not happy with one. These two are really, really good options. So next up is Hotline Miami 2. So this is the sequel to Hotline Miami. Great fun top-down shooter. Plain and simple, like, you know, run and gun kind of game. A lot of fun. Really enjoyable, fast-paced action. And like I said, for $224, Hotline Miami 2 is well worth the price. If you got 2 1/4 lying around, again, good fun. Well worth that price. The digital special edition is for $299, so you might as well go up to that $3. You can also get the bundle for $746, but that's beyond my $5 cutoff. So yeah, that's Hotline Miami 2. And the last game on the list is Castle Crashers. Now, this is a fairly old game. It's a very old game. It's, I think, the oldest game in the list, with the exception of like Fallout the original, which was like, you know, 1997, I think it was. But yeah, this game is fantastic. It is old school, you know, side-scrolling fighting game, and just great fun. You know, it's great fun to do with like couch co-op. You can multiplayer with this, and you know, go online. You can do the remote play. The remote play is integrated. So yeah, this is just a great fun game. Well worth the what, $450 for it, and the full $6 bundle. But yeah, highly recommend this one. It's a lot of fun. Definitely want to check this out if you want a good solid couch co-op kind of game for cheap. And so that is the list. That is my 15 for under 5. I know there's a few multis in there, a few you know, franchise sales or publisher sales, but I tried to limit it as much as possible to the 15. So those are the ones I got. Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you like these kind of videos, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you later.